Now, there's always something going on in the royal household, and this week has been no different. And each Saturday, I like to give you a rundown, and who better to do so than royal biographer Angela Levin. Angela, right, there is so much to unpack. Shall we start with the Andrew Epstein situation?
Yes, I mean, his whole relationship with Epstein has actually come up again. And you think, oh, why have you been so stupid? You know, why didn't you actually see what that man was like and keep well away? And he's been accused of going to an orgy with underage children and all sorts of other unpleasant things. And I don't think he can then say, I can't remember it, because with Genevieve Giuffre, he always said, I don't remember her at all.
Oh, Virginia Giuffre.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I don't know anything about her at all. But he can't do that about having a massage every day and being away for 7 or 8 weeks with in the south and having all these events around him. You can't.
But there were lots of people, because the list came out, but there were lots of people on that list. Angelina Jolie, I think even, you know, I won't say, but I think wasn't King Charles on the list. Other people were just on this random list.
Wasn't.
Who was on the list then? There was a list of loads of people on there.
Yeah,
so King Charles wasn't on the list. Who was?
They're letting out people a few times. Bill Clinton was on it, and all sorts of things. People who were actually there for a meeting. It's not everybody who was there.
Well, that's right. It was just lists of...
So we have to be very careful what you say.
Yeah.
So they, but you know, a lot of well-known people were accused of being there, but we don't exactly know. They need to investigate what they were doing there. But actually, the effect he has on the royal family and on the public is enormous, really. I mean, how much more can you do to keep him quiet, and what should you do? I mean, King Charles, it's just come out, is going to stop paying for protection officers while he's in his home and in Windsor. And that's actually going to be very difficult, because it's going to go at thousands. And they want them out because they've got 30 rooms in that house, and he doesn't really need it. I think they stopped because Fergie, his ex-wife, was very ill and had cancer operation. But she's now much better. She's been on television, she's around. We saw her on Christmas Day going to church with all the family the first time in 32 years. And it's very difficult to work out how you deal with that. They have got, you know, the family part is one thing, and then the professional part, as it were, he's lost all that. And apparently he's very low because he doesn't know what to do with himself. And they need to hope to do something in case he also decides he wants to write a book, which he hasn't done. He's not been against the monarchy.
And just to correct that, obviously King Charles isn't on the list. I'll just say that again. I don't know why I even saw that on there. I was obviously reading something else.
But, yes, so it's a very difficult position. In the meantime, though, that there's this rumour that Fergie and he and Andrew might marry again. And I think that's quite interesting.
Well, they might do. They seem very good friends.
They are very good friends. They've known each other a very long time. They understand each other. And I think he makes him brighter. And I think that once she's had the cancer, which is very upsetting, of course, and you realise how much you love somebody and how much you would miss them, you don't want to be without them, that might be some way that they can get together and be very happy. I'm sure the children would love it because they are very homely.
Well, what else is there? I mean, if you find somebody that you can live with and you get on really well with, obviously there's the other side of it, the sort of, you know, the sexual side of it. If that's not there, then maybe I don't know, but you know, they might as well marry each other.
They were both a bit naughty, weren't they? They both had sort of
flings,
as it were, and toes sucked.
No, that was horrible. That I didn't even want to think about. That was nasty. But what about now? We had Marguerite, didn't we, in Denmark, who decided to abdicate. And then people were sort of saying, should King Charles abdicate? I can't see him doing that.
Well, it's nonsense, really. I mean, she's been queen for 53 years and she's 83 years old. He's done it for a year and he's 75 and extremely energetic. He's waited for this all his life. And I think this is people who don't like the monarchy are trying to push it across. I mean, his reception is actually enormously good. And actually, the documentary on Boxing Day that the BBC did about the coronation, it was delightful and had the most number of people on that day. But there's been 900 complaints to the BBC that it was too nice. But the BBC have done so many nasty things, you know, and Panorama, should they have the money that they've got? Are they needed at all? So they've done all these nasty ones. I think people should actually sit back and see something that was really nice. And it was a very special occasion. You don't have to hack people every time that you do a documentary on them.
I watched it. I thought it was very nice, actually.
It was a lovely one. It was absolutely delightful. You really saw Princess Anne speaking. For me, you know, having written about Camilla so positively, I felt that Princess Anne said, you know, she's done amazingly well because she didn't know about it. She wasn't brought up with it. And I think it's absolutely wonderful that she's been so good.
Now, what about Meghan Markle? We end it on that. She's been asked to write some chapters for a book.
You know, she's been doing this book about herself for a very long time, which we haven't seen any sign of it. So she's got to be careful that she's not going to be moaning again, which we've had so many times that we don't want, please, to hear again.
No more moaning.
The publishers have said that they want to see 3 chapters before they offer any money, and she is livid. A woman like her would be. She wouldn't understand that most people who write have to do that first because they want to make sure they're getting something for their money. And she's absolutely furious because, of course, Meghan does.
How do we know she's furious?
Because it's come through various sources that she is furious.
Interesting.
She won't like it.
Well, that'd be interesting to see.
She always wins. Meghan always wins, and she doesn't want to be just an ordinary person to show what she writes.
Angela Levin. Have you met Meghan, by the way?
Yes.
You have? Angela Levin, royal biographer. Also biographer for Prince Harry's book. Yes. Not Spare.
No, I didn't write Spare for him.
No, you didn't write that?
No.
No, well, that's Angela Levin, royal biographer.